Okay, I hope this finds everyone well this morning. I'm sitting here in a parking lot. I got down here early to the Birmingham city offices where I'm going to buy a business license to drive Uber. Now, I've been driving for 2 weeks now, and I said I was going to give a 2-week report. And so I've determined in that period of time, I've learned, a little bit that it's necessary to have a license here in this city. I haven't found out yet. I'm sure they would sell you one if you went there. But I haven't found out yet about all the little suburbs and stuff. I went through this when I was doing some home repair stuff. You had to have a license in every little burg. I had a little portfolio full of licenses. I wish these metropolitan areas could get together somehow and figure out how to license people and divvy up the money or something, because it gets kind of crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. So the license is only supposed to be $30, so I'm going to go pay it just to have the peace of mind. And where I think it probably would come in handy is out at the airport. Now, I have been out to the airport several times dropping people off, but I haven't attempted yet to pick up any incoming passengers. Now, they have a lot out there, and their rules, the way they do this, you don't just sit around and wait for somebody to hail you or stand outside your car and go, hey, over here, and all that kind of stuff. They have an empty lot about 2 miles from the airport, and you have to go over there and sit in line. Now, they call it being in queue. Several years ago, I don't know how long ago, they started using the word queue for being in line or being taken in order. And I don't know if that's supposed to be easier to say or what. I don't know what the reason for this queue stuff is, but anyway, when you go in and drop people off at the airport, after you drop them off, down at the bottom of the phone, this little note thing comes up, and it tells you that over in that lot there might be 20 to 23 Uber X drivers sitting there, or there might be 3 to 7, 6, whatever Uber XL. So it sort of lets you know how many people are in that queue over in that lot. And when you drive into the lot, and of course it's the navigation stuff with your phone on, with the app on, they know where you are, so they know that you've arrived at that waiting lot. And then if you're the 10th one in, then you'll be the 10th one out. And I think that's as fair as you can get. But I don't know how long you have to wait over there. Now, I'm going to dedicate one day to try that. I imagine the fares would be pretty good generally, because people could drive, 30, 40, 50 miles to the airport and need an Uber to get back home. So there could be some real good fares coming out of there. I can see that. Now, how long you have to sit in that queue over there to get a fare, I don't know. But I did go to the Birmingham Airport's website, and they have a list on there of the arrival and the departures. And they were coming in real often. I can see where it wouldn't take long for that line to really start going down, because there was a plane landing there, about every 20 or 30 minutes. Some of them closer together than that. So I'm going to give that a shot one day. Maybe I'll report on that, maybe I won't. But anyway, I'm glad that I picked out this Uber XL. It's worked out real well for me. I believe buying this van has gotten me a lot more trips than if I'd have just bought a small car. I've even had a lot of single people that sign up for Uber XL. And I guess it's because, and a couple of them were some pretty big guys, so I guess they just didn't want to pack them and their luggage into a small economy car. So I've gotten a lot more business, I believe, by buying this van and doing the Uber XL. Although I do the Uber X also, I take single riders around town. Some of the fares are small. You know, you'll get $3 for this one and $4 for that one, but it all adds up at the end of the day, which is where I'm going to go right now. And I wrote this down because I didn't feel like memorizing it. Not that it's that much to memorize. But anyway, I'm going to do a money report on this first 2 weeks. And I worked more than I'd really planned on working because I wanted to find out how business was on a Tuesday and a Monday and a Wednesday and a Friday and a Thursday and blah, blah, blah. And Saturday and Sunday, of course, too. At the end of that first week, I took the Sunday and Monday off. And I had a dentist appointment on that Tuesday and only worked a half a day on that day. And there was another day that I was going to have some birthday adult beverages with a couple of friends, and all three of our birthdays were in July, and we didn't get it done until here last in the middle of September. But anyway, and I mean, these numbers are going to be pretty good, I think you'll see. But in that 2 weeks, I have $1,410.80 in deposits into my checking account, which is money I made from fares and the tips that were included in those fares. Now, I didn't add those up, but I'm going to say out of this $1,410.80, about 60 of that was tips. And also, I got $46 in cash tips into my pocket. So that's a total that I made, or took in. I'm going to say took in because they're expenses. That's a total of $1,456.80. Now, I spent $224.65 on gas, but I think that was an extreme case of gas for two reasons. One, I had a trip to Atlanta, which was profitable. And another is that it has been unseasonably hot here in central Alabama. It's been as hot as if it was the middle of summer. It's been 94 and 96 and 97 and all that kind of stuff. We're supposed to have a cool down coming this week. I hope so. But anyway, what that has to do with the gas is the fact that when I've been parked somewhere waiting for a fare, I have left this car running the whole time I was out so that the air conditioner could be on. I wouldn't have been able to sit in this car in 96-degree weather without that air conditioning going. So I spent a lot more on gas than I think would have been average. But anyway, even deducting that gas out of there, that still leaves me with $1,232.15 for 2 weeks. Now, like I said, that's working more than I'm going to be working, but I just wanted to find out how I was going to do this. Now, talking about that ride to Atlanta, that was on Sunday, which was yesterday, the 23rd. I woke up that Sunday morning. I was about $45 short of having a $500 deposit for my next deposit in from Uber into my checking account. Now, I was going to planned on working all day, but anyway, I'd taken 3 fares, which added up to about $35, and then I got a hit, and it comes up on your phone, and they don't tell you that it's going to be a lot longer than that, but they have a thing that comes up on your phone that says that this ride is going to be 45 minutes or longer. And I thought, well, what do I care? I took the ride. And when I got to the people's house, they asked me if I was told where I was going, and I said, no, I wasn't. But they said, well, you're taking these 2 people to Atlanta. Do you have any issue with that? And I said, no, I don't have any issue with it at all. I said, I don't have a dog, I don't have a cat, I don't have a wife. So if they want to go to Las Vegas, let's go to Las Vegas. So they thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, I took these 2 people to the Atlanta airport, which is that place is just anarchy. I don't know how they make it over there. But anyway, I got $221 for taking them over there, and I figure I probably spent $30 in gas, and so I spent $40 for the whole day. But anyway, I ended up Sunday taking in $256.34. So this $1,400 something number I gave you probably will not be an average thing. I don't look to get a whole lot of fares to Atlanta or any other place that far away. But you know, it's possible. I'm sure I'll get one every once in a while. I heard one person told me that they knew a guy that took someone to Gulf Shores. Now, comparing Gulf Shores, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia, I'm going to say that Gulf Shores run would probably be over $400. But anyway, I'm happy I did this, and I'm happy I picked the Uber XL like I think I said already. Something else, they have a rating, a driver rating. It's based on 1 star to 5 stars. And you have to maintain a 4.6 to keep driving for Uber. Now, from what I understand, they give you a little bit of time to learn how things work before they start taking people's privileges away from them. But my first day out was a pretty rough one, and I learned a couple of things from that. I picked up I got a 1 star on one delivery, and of course I don't think I really deserved that, but this lady got a little bit cranky when I deviated from the navigation that was on the telephone, and it was actually an accident. I didn't intend to do it, but I was learning this Uber navigation, and it's not as fast as the other ones. As a matter of fact, I don't like it. But anyway, I turned, I don't know, probably 200 yards too soon. And I knew that road went down to where we were going anyway. And she said, and she got real irritated about it. Well, you know, you've missed a turn. You've turned on the wrong place, you know. And I said, well, this road goes there. I said, it's just going to squiggle around down there and end up in about the same place. I didn't think it was any big deal. Of course, I don't think most stuff's a big deal. I don't get all cranked up about anything, but much. But anyway, I guess she just really didn't like getting off that navigation, so she gave, I'm pretty sure she's the one that gave me a 1. And I got 2 3s that day. And that first day out, that's the only 2 3s I've gotten, and it's the only 1 I've gotten. But I think another woman, I got off the navigation a little bit. But I told her that this was my pizza delivery area, and I know a way around this traffic. And so, I don't know, I don't guess they like you getting off of that. And then, you know, I thought about it after a while, and I said, well, maybe these women are a little nervous about getting in the car with a guy they don't know. So I guess I can understand that. So now I know that if I know a shortcut or a way around traffic, I'm going to run it by them, explain to them what I'm doing, and ask them if it's okay. And if they're not nervous about it, then I'll take the shortcut. If they are nervous about it, then we can just sit there in the traffic. However they want to do it, but I'm going to leave it up to them. So you do learn as time goes along. But after that first day, of which my rating was down below the required, when you put those 2 3s and that 1 in there, it just tore me up. But after that, I started cranking in the 5 stars, and so now I'm carrying a rating of 4.8, which is real satisfactory. I've gotten 6 4s, and to those of you that don't know about this Uber rating stuff, a 4 is not really good. That sounds good to me. If someone handed me a hamburger and said rate this hamburger on a scale of 1 to 5, and I gave it a 4, then I would consider that to be a pretty good hamburger. But that's not that way on this Uber app. If you just want to do the math, if I went on 2 runs and I got a 5-star on one run and a 4-star on another run, then I would only have an average of 4.5 stars. So that wouldn't be good. So I'm just letting you know that if you ever take an Uber somewhere and the guy did a pretty good job, don't kill him with a 4 thinking that that's pretty good, because a 4 really isn't. I've gotten 6 4s, and I'm at like 60 something 5s. And then I have those 2 3s and that 1 run, so that's where I end up with a 4.8. So the more runs you take, the more that's going to average out, assuming you're getting a lot of 5s. And most people do hand out 5s. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about the stars. I'm going to get this license. Insurance is still kind of a gray area to me. I bought extra insurance through Uber. They charge you by the mile. It's 3.075 cents a mile or something like that. It's not that much. I thought that's a little more peace of mind, because I talked to my insurance agent, which is State Farm, and they do not offer any kind of Uber stuff. And I was told that if I was in a wreck with an Uber passenger, that my State Farm liability would not kick in. And just sort of jokingly, I said, well, wonder if I tell the passenger to get out of the car and run. I said, how would anybody know? But she said, well, if there's a police report, they'll know how many people were in the vehicle and all that. So whatever. Anyway, Uber also has, from what I understand, a real minimum liability that kicks in. So I figure I'm covered, but I don't know. It could be a little clearer than that, I think. Maybe it'll get clearer to me as time goes on. But anyway, that's license and insurance and how much money I've taken in, and about the star rating system. And so I guess that's about all there is to do now. Just walk in there, paying my $30 for a license, and then go and see if I can get me a week's supply of water, which I might even let you in on that, because it's kind of an interesting little story about the place where I'm going to get water today. So anyway, I'm just leaving the business license office, of course, without a business license. I think I could count on one toe the time I went into a government office and got something done the first time. I guess I could have called about this, but I try calling government offices and nobody answers the phone. But anyway, I went in there and see if I can go here on red. I went in there and walked up to the counter, which, like I said, I got there really early so that I wouldn't be in any kind of lines or anything. And I walked up to the counter, told the lady I wanted to buy a business license to be an Uber driver. And she started off wanting to make that complicated, like sole proprietor and all that kind of stuff. I told her I was just driving the vehicle. She said, well, you'll have to go over there and fill out that form. It's on that table. So I went over and started filling out the form. And another girl walks by and asks me, are you just applying for a business license today? And I said, yes. And she said, well, it expires October 30th. So if you buy one today, it'll expire in a week, and you'll have to come back and get another one. I don't know why they can't sort of prorate stuff or whatever, you know, charge me for a week on last year and then charge me for next year. Well, they just can't figure stuff out like that. So anyway, I'm leaving there without a license, and I may buy one, I may not. I'm going to be here for before I go down to Florida. I'll be here for October, November, and December. And I just won't even think about picking people up at the airport. I'll only think about dropping people off at the airport. And I probably just won't have any issues. So, I don't know. I might go back down there and get one. I might not. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I picked up one of the forms so I could fill it out at home, and I'm sure I'll have 2 or 3 things on there incorrect, and they'll make me come back in 90 days with it filled out correctly or something. Anyway, I might do it, might not. We'll see.